Hello students, welcome back. When we were in the basic school, we learned of perfect squares, right? For example, we learned that the square root of 4 gives 2, square root of 9 gives 3, square root of 16 gives 4, and so on and so forth. So we saw that 4, 9, 16, etc. We said they are what? Perfect squares, right? Said they are perfect squares. All right. But how about if we have the square root of a number like, let's say 3? Do you get a whole number? You don't get a whole number. What do I mean? If I take the square root of 3, what do I get? This one, I'm not going to get a whole number. When I take the square root of 5, it's not also equal to a whole number or an integer. Square root of 7 is not a whole number, okay? All right. So we call these sets. We call these sets. 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 All right. So we saw that when you take the square root of those numbers, you cannot simplify them further. All right. So we can say that when we take the square root of 3, it cannot be simplified. Right. Square root of 5 cannot be simplified, okay, into a whole number. Square root of 7 cannot be simplified into a whole number. So we call these ones sets. How about if I have the square root of 12? This one can be simplified. So we can call this one set. It can be simplified into what? 4 times 3. Okay. And this is the same as 4 times root 3. And this gives square root of this gives me 2 times root 3. And this gives me 2 root 3. So you can see that 12, square root of 12 can be simplified. All right. So we cannot call the square root of 12 as a set. But taking square root of 3, square root of 5, square root of 7, and even adding square root of 11 and so on and so forth, they cannot be simplified into a whole number or rational number. So we call them sets. So square root of 11 is 1, even square root of 13, and so on. They are sets. So what is a set? As I have said, let me clean the word and write it. Right, so I will say a set. All right, a set is the square root, okay, of number that cannot be simplified into a whole or rational number. Okay. So what are some of the examples? So examples are as I've already done, root 5, root 7, root 9 is root 9 1? No, because square root of 9 is 3. Root 11, root 13, root root 15, right? Root 17, and so on and so forth. So we call these sets.